Your finger hovers over the confirm button. The number on the screen reads $10,000. Below it, in smaller type, Total Stock Market Index Fund, buy. Your hand is shaking and you don't fully understand why. You are 22 years old. You are sitting on the edge of a mattress on the floor of a studio apartment in Queens. The radiator hums. A half-eaten plate of rice cools on the desk beside your laptop. This is every dollar you have saved in 18 months of tech support. You have not slept properly in 3 days. You press it. The screen flickers. Order received. Nothing changes in the room. Nothing changes in your body. And yet, 30 years from now, this is the moment you will return to. Level 1, age 22, the deposit, $10,000. It is October 14th, 2026. The clock on your laptop reads 11:47 p.m. You have $11,247 in your checking account. Of that, $10,000 just left for the brokerage. The remaining $1,247 has to last 17 days until your next paycheck. Your rent is $1,425 a month for the studio. Your phone plan is $42. You cook rice and eggs and chicken thighs for $4.10 a meal. Because Daniel, the senior tech at your office, sat across from you in the cafeteria one Tuesday and asked a single question. He asked, "What are you doing with your money?" You did not have an answer. He smiled in the way men smile when they have already decided to give you something. He pulled a laminated index card from his wallet, yellowed at the edges, soft from years of folding, and slid it across the table. The card read in his own handwriting, "Never sell the seed. Add when you can. Wait longer than you think." You laughed. He did not. He told you he had bought $4,200 of a steel company at age 26 in 1993. He had not sold a single share in 33 years. He told you the only reason he was eating with you in this fluorescent cafeteria was because he liked the work. Then he told you the steel position had become $612,000. You did not believe him. So you went home that night and you ran the math yourself. Compound interest on a sheet of notebook paper. 8%, 9%, 10%. The numbers did something to your stomach. 18 months later, you press confirm. Marcus, your best friend since 7th grade, calls you at 12:04 a.m. He is at a bar in Bushwick. He wants you to come out. He has met someone. He has put $710 on a new pair of sneakers. He says, "Why are you home, man? You are 22. You tell him you just bought $10,000 of an index fund. He laughs for 9 seconds. Then he says, "You're going to look back at this and feel stupid." You hang up. You write in the back of a small leather notebook. October 14th, 2026. $10,000, the seed. You sleep for the first time in 3 nights. At level 1, the most expensive thing you can buy is a future you don't yet believe in. Level 2, age 26, the first crash. It is March 4th, 2030. The clock on your laptop reads 6:18 a.m. You are standing in the kitchen of a 1-bedroom in Astoria. Rent is now $1,890. You and Priya split the lease. A research scientist you met at a community garden in 2028. Split the lease. The coffee maker is ticking. You open the brokerage app on your phone. The number reads $6,841. The market has dropped 31% in 14 weeks. Your $10,000 is now smaller than the original deposit by $3,159, plus the $14,400 you have added since age 23. So the math is brutal. You have put in $2,400 of your own money, and the account is worth $21,200. Negative, below water. The first time the account has ever been below water. You feel it in your jaw. Marcus calls. He has been calling more often this winter. He works in marketing now, $74,000 a year. Lives in a converted loft in Bushwick with 2 roommates. He says, "Bro, did you see the market? You good?" You say, "Yeah." He says, "I told you, man. Real money is in cash and crypto. You should have..." You hang up. You go back to the laminated card. You read Daniel's 3 lines again. Never sell the seed. Add when you can. Wait longer than you think. You open the brokerage app. You set the recurring transfer to $400 a month, up from $300. You don't tell Priya for 2 weeks because you want to be sure the math still works in your head before saying it out loud. That Sunday, your mother comes over for dinner. She has driven up from a working-class suburb of Hartford, Connecticut in a 2013 Honda Civic that smells like the air freshener your father used to buy. She watches you cook. She asks gently, "Are you okay with money?" You hand her the laminated card. She reads it twice. She hands it back. She says, "Your father had a card like this." Different words, same idea. She does not tell you what was on her card. By July, the market is back. By December, the account reads $34,210. You have not sold a single share. You have not stopped the recurring transfer. You have eaten the same 5 meals on rotation for 9 months. Marcus has not called since March. At level 2, conviction is just math. You have already agreed to. Level 3, age 30, the first doubling. It is October 14th, 2034. 8 years to the day since the first deposit. The clock on your laptop reads 9:02 p.m. The brokerage app reads 61,047. You are standing in front of the bathroom mirror of an apartment in Long Island City, same one-bedroom, slightly newer building, $2,310 rent. You are tying a tie. You are getting married in 3 weeks. Priya is in the next room on the phone with her sister. You did not tell anyone the original $10,000 has now doubled 6 times over. The account is now larger than your current annual salary, which is $108,000 as a senior systems engineer. You have started transferring $500 a month, automatic, into the same fund. You have not increased your rent in 2 years. You drive a 2018 Honda Civic with 84,000 miles on it. Marcus is the best man. At the bachelor party, a low-key dinner at Lola's, a Greek restaurant on 31st Avenue, Marcus pulls you aside near the coat rack. He is tipsy. He says, "Listen, I need to ask you something. How are you doing it?" You ask what he means. He says, "You bought a ring. You're paying for half the wedding. You don't seem stressed about money." "I make more than you, I think." "I am stressed every single day." You don't answer, not because you don't want to, because the answer is sitting in a leather notebook, in a desk drawer on the other side of the city. And Marcus, who has been your friend for 23 years, would not understand why you are still adding $500 a month to a fund you bought when you were 22 and broke and sleeping on a mattress on the floor. You say, "I'll tell you sometime." You don't. That winter, your sister Lena calls. She is 26. She has $4,800 in a savings account earning nothing. She asks you what to do. You give her Daniel's 3 lines. You don't give her the laminated card. You give her your own version, written on the back of a CVS receipt, by the time Anna, your daughter, is born. In March of 2036, the account reads $90,200. The original $10,000 deposit, untouched, is now worth $2,400 on its own. The seed has doubled. You write a new line in the leather notebook. March 12, 2036. Anna, don't ever sell the seed. At level 3, the seed becomes a tree. You have not yet noticed growing. Level 4, age 37, the quiet compounding. It is November 9th, 2041. Anna is 5 years old. The clock on the kitchen wall reads 4:17 a.m. You are awake because Anna had a bad dream, and you carried her back to her bed at 3:48. You are sitting at the kitchen table in a Queens row house. The first home you and Priya have purchased, $580,000 in 2039 with a 28% down payment, fixed rate mortgage at 5.9%. The brokerage account reads $214,600. This is the first year in 15 years that the account has grown more from the market than from your contributions. You added $9,600 this year. The market gave $19,400. You feel it in your chest, the exact moment you realize the work is no longer entirely yours. You write a new line in the leather notebook. The math is doing the lifting now. In May, your father dies. Heart attack at 63 in a hardware store parking lot in West Hartford. He had been retired for 14 months. He had been planning to take your mother to Sicily in October. At his funeral, your mother hands you a bank book from 1962. Your father's handwriting on the inside cover, $84 saved. The start, you realize slowly, walking back to the car in the rain, that your father had been doing the same thing you were doing. Just smaller, just slower, just with no laminated card to make it visible. You go home and you read the leather notebook again. The first line, October 14th, 2026, $10,000. The seed. You add a second line, June 7th, 2042. Dad, the same seed before me. By Christmas, the account reads $241,800. You and Priya talk about a second child. You decide against it. You decide to put the money toward Anna's future instead. That December, Daniel, the senior tech, who gave you the card 16 years ago, sends a Christmas card from Asheville, North Carolina. He has retired. He is 73. The card has one sentence written by hand inside. Don't stop. The boring years are the rich ones. You tape the card inside the leather notebook. Marcus has just gone through his second divorce. He is renting a 1-bedroom in Greenpoint. He calls you on New Year's Eve and asks, for the second time in 15 years, how are you doing it? You tell him the answer, the full answer, the laminated card, the seed, the years, the silence. He listens. He does not start. At level 4, the math begins to outwork the man. Level 5, age 44, the threshold. It is the second Tuesday of October 2048. Anna is 12. You are standing in the parking lot of the same hardware store in West Hartford, where your father died. You are not sure why you drove 3 hours to come here. You came alone. You told Priya you were going to see your mother. You did not. You sit in your 2018 Honda Civic. Yes, the same one, now 18 years old, 167,000 miles on it. You open the brokerage app on your phone. The number reads 612,400. The original $10,000 by itself, untouched since 2026, is now worth $74,800. 22 years of compounding. The exact value, you calculate, of Daniel's old steel position. The day he gave you the card. You sit with the number for a long time. You do not call anyone. That year, you are promoted to principal engineer at a mid-sized fintech in Lower Manhattan. Your salary is $214,000. You push your monthly contributions to $2,400. You and Priya have stopped going out to dinner more than once a month. You have stopped buying anything new for the row house. The kitchen still has the same backsplash. The previous owner installed in 2014. Mr. Halloran, a financial mentor you met at a workshop in 2034, now 81 and retired in Sarasota, sends you a postcard. 8 words on the back in shaky handwriting. Don't stop now. The hardest years are over. You put the postcard inside the leather notebook, behind Daniel's Christmas card. In December, Lena calls. She is 40. She has $148,000 in an index fund she started at 28. 6 months after you wrote 3 lines on the back of a CVS receipt. She tells you she is going to be okay. She tells you thank you. She does not say what for. You realize, sitting at the kitchen table that night, that the laminated card has now produced 2 trees. Then 3, when you count Marcus, who finally started at 38 and now has $48,200 at 44, 6 years in. You write a new line in the leather notebook. October 9th, 2048, the card has worked 4 times now. By the end of the year, the account reads $683,900. You stop checking the balance daily. You check it once a quarter. You read books on weekends. You take Anna to the planetarium. You sleep. At level 5, the system begins to run without you. Level 6, age 49, the architecture. It is February 22nd, 2053. Anna is 17. She is applying to college. The clock in the kitchen reads 7:42 a.m. You are pouring coffee. Priya is reading the paper. Anna is at the table eating cereal. The radiator hums. Not the same one as 2026, but it sounds the same. The brokerage account reads $948,200. You have stopped writing new lines in the leather notebook every year. You write in it once every 6 months now. Sometimes once a year. The book is half full. There are 41 entries. The last one, dated December of last year, reads, "The seed is now a forest." Anna is 16 years old when you give her her own laminated card. You laminate it yourself on a Sunday afternoon with a $34 machine you bought at an office supply store in Astoria. You write the 3 lines in your own handwriting. Daniel's words unchanged 27 years later. Never sell the seed. Add when you can. Wait longer than you think. You hand it to her at the kitchen table on a Tuesday in March. You do not give her a speech. You tell her the story in 11 sentences. You tell her about Daniel, about your father, about the bank book from 1962, about the night you sat on the floor in Queens at 11:47 p.m. and pressed confirm. She reads the card twice. She puts it in her wallet. She does not say thank you. She does not need to. That summer, Anna opens a Roth IRA. She has saved $3,200 from a part-time job at a coffee shop on Steinway Street. She buys $3,000 of a total stock market index fund. She keeps $200 as a buffer. She writes her first line in a notebook of her own. June 11th, 2053, $3,000, the seed. You read it. You do not say anything. You walk into the next room, and you cry quietly for the first time in 11 years. By Christmas, your account reads $1,049,800. 7 figures, the first time. The number does not feel large. It feels like the natural consequence of a single decision made 27 years earlier in a studio apartment with a humming radiator and a half-eaten plate of rice. You do not celebrate. You do not tell Marcus. You do not tell your mother. You add $500 in January. At level 6, the wealth is no longer a number. It is an architecture. Level 7, age 52, the morning you wake up rich. It is October 14th, 2056, 30 years to the day since the first deposit. The clock on the kitchen wall reads 6:13 a.m. You are pouring coffee. The radiator hums. Outside, on Crescent Street in Long Island City, a 22-year-old in a hooded sweatshirt is unlocking the door of a Honda Civic. You watch him through the window for a moment, without knowing why. You open the brokerage app on your phone. The number reads $1,348,600. The original $10,000 by itself, untouched since 2026, is now worth $174,400. Compounding alone, no contributions. Just 30 years of patience. You don't feel rich. You feel lighter. You sit down at the kitchen table. Priya is asleep upstairs. Anna is 20 in her sophomore year at a state university. Her own brokerage account, started 3 years ago at 16, reads $14,800. And she has not stopped contributing. You open the leather notebook for the first time in 6 months. You read the first line. October 14th, 2026, $10,000 the seed. You read it 3 times. Then you write what may be the last line. You ever write in this book? October 14th, 2056, the seed is now 1,000 seeds. They were always going to grow. You close the book. You call Marcus. He is still renting in Greenpoint. He is 52. He has $114,000 in his retirement account. He started at 38, 10 years late, and life has not been kind in other ways. You do not call to tell him your number. You call to ask if he wants to come over Sunday. He says yes. He sounds tired. You hang up. At 7:48 a.m., Anna calls from school. She has a question about a tax form on her brokerage account. You walk her through it for 9 minutes. She thanks you. You tell her to read the laminated card again before her finance midterm. She laughs. She says, I don't need to. I have it memorized. You hang up. You stand in the kitchen for a long time. You think about Daniel, who is 90 years old now in a small house in Asheville. You think about your father, who never saw $84 become anything more than $84. You think about the man you were at 22, sitting on the floor of a studio apartment, finger trembling over a button. You think about how he was right. You think about how you were right. The trophy in this story was never the number on the screen. It was the morning 30 years later when the number on the screen became the smallest part of your life. At level 7, the seed has become the soil. Loop Closer, the next 22-year-old. In a studio apartment in Queens, on a different October night, a 22-year-old sits on the edge of a mattress on the floor. His finger hovers over a confirm button. The number on his screen reads $10,000. He has saved every dollar for the last 14 months. He works tech support. His rent is $8.90. He cooks rice and eggs. His phone is buzzing. A friend from college wants him to come out to a bar in Bushwick. He does not answer. He has a laminated card in his wallet. It was given to him by a man named Theo, a senior engineer at his office, who got it from a woman named Anna in a coffee shop in Long Island City in 2057. The card reads, in someone else's handwriting, never sell the seed, add when you can. Wait longer than you think. He presses confirm. The screen flickers. Order received. He does not know yet that he will look back at this moment for the rest of his life. He does not know yet that the math has already started. It always starts there.